Let's go, baby. Hey,
Let's go.
what y'all know about that Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Love it. High energy.
Let's go. All right, man. We're gonna go ahead and get started, man. JP, I appreciate you all for coming on our session today, man. How you feel?
Man, I'm feeling excellent today, man. I had a great weekend of knowledge and fun and meeting new individuals like yourself. Man, I just had a blast down in Orlando at our company's convention, man. So I'm wide, I'm ready to go. I'm all amped up. It's like sometimes you just need that charge again, right? You need that battery be recharged again. And that's what my convention just did for me this weekend. So I'm fired up and ready to go, brother.
Man, listen, I'm excited too, man. Listen, I want to do this video with you, man, because I had a lot of people that over the weekend and this week that reached out to me, really wanting to understand credit, really wanting to understand the process to getting to a point to be able to, qualify for business funding. And while at convention, I spoke with Coach Newsom, and he brought you over to me, and he said, "Listen, my expertise is business funding, but JP is in the company, not just saying he's like, he's number one and really mentoring people on their personal credit." So when he shared that with me, I'm like, man, I got to get to know this brother. And, so that really inspired me to say, you know what, going to this event this weekend was amazing, but how many connections did I make while there to help add value to me? And speaking with you, bro, you gave me so much game on the credit industry. I felt like I've just been ignorant for a while, but it helped to open up my mind to understand that this is really the game, is what's really happening right now. So I appreciate your knowledge, and I know our viewers that are watching this video right now are going to definitely be blown away by your expertise, and I love your humility. And I know you're probably like, man, Carl, I'm still learning, and I know you're still learning, but what you have learned and what you're implementing is absolutely game changer in the world of the credit world and helping people to go to the next level. So, JP, man, come on and just share. Take your time, man. Just kind of break this whole thing down. I know people right now are looking to get a new apartment. They're looking to hopefully own a home. They're looking to get out of debt. They're looking to pay off debt. They're looking to get their credit right. They're looking to get business funding. What would you say is really the first initial step a person should take? Hey, I want to get business funding, but what's that first step? Like how do they get towards that point? Or what's the first step?
So I'll tell you first, I appreciate you, Carl, for letting me join you today, man. When I met you, you just had you just had that energy, that vibe, right? Sometimes you can just feel that by meeting a person that's true and genuine. So I do really appreciate you. But I'll just basically tell you my story, man. I joined this company back in 2017, and I had just went through a bankruptcy. Also had just went through a divorce. I was down on my luck, man. I mean, financial woes, bills sky high. I didn't know if I was coming or going, right? And right before, somebody gave me some knowledge of what it is when you have to file a bankruptcy. And he basically broke down the chapter 13 version and the chapter 7 version. And I was able to qualify for the chapter 7, right? Where that wipes out basically all your debt and you don't have to pay anything back, right? But what that does is also dramatically, tremendously hurt your credit score, right? So coming out of that bankruptcy, my credit score is like a 435, right? And I was like, wow, I'm not going to be able to get a piece of bubble gum with this, right? So literally 3 months later, you know, I got introduced to this company, right? And when I got introduced to the company, they were they were actually speaking about financial education. They were actually saying, "Hey, we're going to help you fix your credit," right? And for me, that was big, right? Part of my story is, you know, uh, I'm an older gentleman, right? I grew up in the 70s. A lot of people might not believe that, right? And I remember my mom sitting at the dining room table, you know, balancing the checkbook, right? Paying all the bills, right? And the knowledge that I know about credit now is that the FICO algorithm didn't start until 1989, right?
Mm.
That was the year that I was in high school. So I'm thinking to myself, hey, when I was in, you know, elementary school, junior high school, you know, how was my mom basically, you know, how was her score determined if this algorithm didn't come out to 1989, right? And the knowledge that I've read and researched is that, you know, people just basically came to your house, right? They kind of try to walk around your house and see what your house looked like, right? Or they went to your job and asked your employer, hey, does Carl come to work on time? Does Carl come to work every day? That made you a credit worthy person. And that's how you establish credit, right? They actually had something called the welcome wagon that they would come into your home and they would actually ask you all these questions, right? So that was like a shocker for me, right? And that's when I started to dive into this information. And I said, hey, I'm going to be one of the people that knows everything that I can possibly about credit because it was personal to me, right? And coming out of that bankruptcy, joining this company and working my way up from scratch. When we're talking about a 435 credit score, you're talking about the low of the lows. The FICO algorithm starts at 300. Let me say that again. It starts at 300.
Mhm.
So if I'm a 435, I'm like, I'm at almost rock bottom, right? And high end, everybody knows or everybody should know is that the highest that you can go in the FICO algorithm is 850, right? So my only concentration now was how do I get all the way to the top? And you know, it was a passion for me. I actually joined this business and I started working in the business, and I actually took a step back from the business because I said, hey, I want to learn everything I can about credit. I want to be that number one guy in the company that knows everything about credit. And I dived in, man. Nowadays there's nothing that you can go out and get without good credit. Absolutely nothing, right? And now our company has just launched some great things this weekend. You were just speaking of touching on business funding. The company is saying, hey, not only are we helping individuals with personal credit, we're also going to help individuals with business funding as well, right? And building business funding through our program. So and sometimes those things can be attached, right? Sometimes your personal credit can be attached to your business credit for certain lenders, right? A lot of times it's not, right? So when you're talking about business and business funding, you know, you have something that's your EIN number, right? For business funding. That's basically your social security number on the personal side, right? And then you have what's called Dun and Bradstreet, where it reports on the business side of things, and that's like your adult report card on the business side, right? I tell people their credit profile, that's your adult report card. And you always want A's and B's on your report card. You don't want
Right.
C's and D's and F's, right? So they kind of work hand in hand and same the same, right? And this company is just, I mean, one of the new things they launched this weekend was now the company, when I first joined this business, when I got my dispute letters, the company would actually mail them out to me. And then when I have it per the Fair Credit Reporting Act that was passed in 1971, it basically states that each customer has to sign their own dispute letters when they're sending them out. But now the company is going total digital, and the company is going to start doing that for the clients now. So if the clients don't want to do it hands-on for themselves, they can actually click the link, allow the company to do it. They will take a snapshot of your picture electronic signature, and now they would send your own dispute letters for you. So when we're talking about our protection plan in our company, man, listen, it is growing
Yeah.
tremendously, and it's going from levels that when I joined to levels now where it's just going to be amazing. I
Wow.
would
So
say,
not just about personal credit, but now the company is allowing business funding. That's huge, bro. That's huge, bro. So,
Absolutely.
man, listen, man, I would love for you to share to show me a few slides, man. I really would love to see how you break this whole credit piece down. And I'm gonna get my notebook, and I would love to take some notes, man, because
Okay.
when I met you last weekend, well, this past weekend, you shared quite a few things, but you and I were talking before we came here on set, and you were showing me this, what you're showing now behind the scenes. I said, man, we got to do a video, man. I really want my audience to really see that business funding is what they may be looking for watching this video, but really just the layers of the vital importance of your personal credit and how it can pertain to assisting you to get to a point to be able to have that quality of a score to get business funding. So, bro, I appreciate you, JP. I got my pen and pad. I'm ready, baby.
All right, awesome. So right here, this is basics, right? This is 101 right here. As we spoke earlier, I told you I'm the one that basically trains a lot of our team on credit, and I have tons and tons of slides. I have slides that can last for hours and days. And I like to show a lot of people the easy stuff that they can understand first, right? Because some individuals, I'll be honest with you, Carl, some individuals don't even know how their credit works, right? And this is basic 101, right? So everything that I'm showing you here, this is from the FICO algorithm, okay? 90% of the lenders, you need to write this down, Carl.
Okay.
90% of the lenders use your true FICO score, okay? 10% of the lenders are using what's called a Vantage Score System 3.0. Okay. For people that don't know what a Vantage Score system is, I guarantee you people know what Credit Karma is, right? Because when everybody goes to look and see what their credit looks like, they always go to Credit Karma because one, it's free, and two, it's just popularly known. But what a lot of individuals don't know, Carl, is that Credit Karma is only showing you two of your scores, right? They're only showing you two of your scores. And they're showing you a TransUnion score, and they're actually showing you your Equifax score, okay? So that Vantage Score system was actually made up by the credit bureaus themselves because they wanted to be in competition with FICO. Okay. And when FICO came out, they said, hey, we can't be the only ones, or the bureaus basically said they can't be the only ones that's cornering this market. So let's come out with a system of our own. And their system was a little different. But this here, this is your true system. So let's dive into this real quick, and then I'm going to give you some more information on what I was just speaking about. But when you look at this, this is simple, right? I'm going to give you the definition of credit, right? You might want to write this down too, Carl.
Yeah.
The definition of credit is to obtain cash, goods, and services with the expectation of future payment. To obtain cash, goods, or services with the expectation of future payment. So what all that really saying is, hey, we're going to allow you to obtain these things, and we just want you to pay it back to us in a timely manner. Keyword there, timely manner, right? So when you're talking about payment history, which is the biggest chunk of your credit score, that accounts for 35% of your score, okay? So what a lot of people don't know, for every one late payment you have, you take away 3 good payments that you already made. I'll say that again. For one late payment that you have, you take away 3 good payments that you have made previously, okay? So payment history says, hey, you use our money. The bank says wherever you're at, car, dealership, the mortgage lender that you went to, the bank where you got your credit card from, the bank where you got the personal loan from. They say, hey, we give you this money, and in the next 30 days, guess what? You're going to have to pay us on this date, right? And they say, hey, you don't even have to pay us the full amount. You can pay us just the minimum due, but we just want it on time. Now, we all know in this financial space that when you only pay the minimum due, guess what? You're having a lot of interest that's being charged to you. And we don't want that, right? Because we're talking about financial literacy, we're talking about getting out of debt, and we're talking about using other people's money. Okay. So 35% is about using it, paying it back on time, and it's the biggest chunk. And then you go to the next chunk, which is utilization. Utilization is 30% of your credit score. So when you combine payment history and utilization, that's 65% of your score, which I believe are the two easiest things. Pay us back on time and keep your balances low. Now, everybody in our financial industry space, you hear them say all the time, hey, keep your cards below 30%. You ever heard that, Carl?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, right? Keep your cards below 30%. But the true FICO algorithm, I'm gonna give you a nugget right here. They're not actually telling you to keep your cards at 30%. They're telling you to keep your total, the aggregate of all of your cards under 30%. But each individual card needs to be reporting anywhere from 1 to 8%. That's when people are messing up. So if they have only one credit card and then all of a sudden they go out there, let's say the washing machine breaks, they got to get new tires or whatever's going on. And let's say that card is $1,000 and now they swipe that card and it's $900 balance. Guess what? They're using 90% of that credit card now. That's sky high, and that's automatically going to lower your credit score instantly. Once that reports the following month at 90%, your credit score will drop. So I tell people, if you only have one credit card, you are doing yourself a disservice. So they say, well, JP, what are you talking about? Like, I don't want to be in debt. I don't want to have all of these cards. I just don't want it. So I tell them the utilization section of the FICO algorithm is speaking about having depth there. So now if you change that same situation, and if you had 3 cards and they were all totaling $1,000, now you're using $900 of $3,000. That's what utilization does. So yes, I'm not telling you to get cards to use more cards. I'm telling you to get more cards so you can build your utilization. The FICO algorithm says you should have at least 3 to 4 cards to be maximizing the utilization of this section. Okay? So it's not about having the cards to use them. It's about having the cards there to add the depth. Following me?
Man, following. This is good stuff, bro.
Okay, so let's keep moving. So 15% is your length of credit, right? We also like to call that your credit age, okay? So where this hurts you is a lot of people go out and get new things, or what people do is let's say, I might be dating myself here, but you might have that old Sears card, or you might have that old JC Penney card, and it's been, you had it for years. I mean, 20 plus years. But to be honest with you, an account like that is really helping out your credit age, because now you have that 20-year card sitting there, and that's helping boost your age section of the FICO algorithm. Okay, that's what people don't understand. Okay, so how the actual formula works, I'll do some simple math with you. Let's say you have a total of 3 cards, right? And then you have 20-year card, a 5-year card, and another 1-year card, right? So that's maybe a total of 26 years altogether, right? So you take those 26 years and then you divide it by 3. And then when you divide it by 3, that's the amount of age that you have as far as credit age. But once you go out and get that new card now you have 26 years and 1 month, because when the new card reports, it's going to report as a new account, and each count has to age. So that new account is going to add as 1 month. So now you have to do 26.1, and you have to divide that by 4 now because you added the new cards, and that's what lowers the credit age. So I tell people all the time, if you have an old account and you're just not using it, maybe break it out every once in a while, maybe go buy some socks, buy some gas, buy some lunch, pay it off, put it back in the drawer, just so that the company won't close that old account, because it will hurt your credit age section of the FICO algorithm. All right. And then the last 2 sections, they're 10% each. One is new inquiries, and the other one is your credit mix. New inquiries, every time you go out to get something, I don't care what it is, right? Car, mortgage, rent sometimes, even sometimes to even get a cell phone, right? I've seen people have to put down money just to get a cell phone because their credit was so bad, right? And what happens is you have things that's called soft pulls, and you have things that's called hard pulls, hard inquiries, soft inquiries. And 9 times out of 10, if they ask you only for the last 4 of your social, that's going to be a soft inquiry. That's going to be a soft pull. But if they ever ask you to give your whole entire social security number, that's when it's going to be a hard pull. And every time you do that, you will take a hit on new inquiries. The FICO algorithm says you are not supposed to go over 2 to 3 inquiries a year. If you start getting up in that bracket, you will start getting denied because they look at you as searching for money, desperate for money. And I've even seen people sometimes in an excellent credit score category get denied when they go try to get things if they have too many inquiries on their credit report. Okay. And then the last one, which is types of credit, that's a credit mix, right? That's speaking about installment loans versus revolving credit. Installment loans are things like, mortgages, car loans, school loans, things like that. Whereas revolving credit is, we already know, is your credit cards and things like that. The FICO algorithm takes into effect that you have open and closed accounts, right? And they want you to have an abundance of both, right? So when you have a card that you paid off, that's going to go down as a closed account. It would always report whether it was in bad or good standing, but it's going to report as a closed account. And all your open accounts are going to report as well. So they want you to maximize that and have the most in that. Some people tell me, well, JP, you want me to go out and get in more debt. You want me to go out and get all these things, right? I really don't want you to do that. But what I want you to understand is the FICO algorithm is the FICO algorithm. I'm not the one that made it up. I'm just the middleman. I'm just giving the information, right? So sometimes good credit score and being in good or bad debt, it kind of doesn't play hand in hand together. But that's just a snippet on what I do and what I teach, Carl.
Man, this is really good. I'm sitting here like, wow, I never knew that it was this amount of factors. And I'm sure many of you all watching this video right now, you're like, what? All that goes into my score. Now, if you don't mind, bro, if you have time to also go over the company, and what is provided, for persons listening, they're like, look, I know I need help with my score. I know I need help getting out of debt. I know I need help putting these financial strategies in place. What's the name of this company? Like, what is this company, and how can it help me to get to the next level? So for those of you all listening, hope you guys are taking notes as well as JP is really going over this information. Man, I'm definitely I got my notes right here.
So as you can see here, this is actually my screen. This is my personal screen for my protection plan membership right here. And what I love about this company is the company says, hey, no matter if you come join us as a client or if you come join us as a business partner, everybody is going to have the ability to be on these products and services. Okay. So the company and the owners, they love to use the words being a product of the product, right? Being a part of what's going on. I tell people all the time, I'm somebody that's a what's called a fall personality in business. And a fall personality is someone that, you know, they read the fine print in the contract, right? They're very analytical. They want to see the graphs, they want to see the numbers, they want to see analytics, right? And with this was big for me because when I joined the business, I said, wow, you guys are gonna help me financially. You guys are gonna help me come out of this bankruptcy. You guys are gonna teach me financial education. And then you guys are also gonna give me a business opportunity. But first and foremost, you're gonna help me get my finances in order.
So let me say something, Jay. So are you saying it's not just about credit, it's about having a financial plan? Am I hearing you correctly? Because that's kind of the vibes I'm getting right now, Carl. It's not just about credit, but it's about, okay, because we can get your credit straight, but if you got the same mindset, the same habits, the same philosophy, it's because you never had a platform to give you a complete plan for financial independence. So man, let's get into this plan, baby.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what it is. And that's what it's called. It's called a protection plan membership, right? That's what this is. And as you can see here, we have all of these services. We have a rocket launcher, rocket lawyer, where you can actually get in contact with lawyers when you have situations going on. You might have, you know, life situations going on. We're not even speaking about credit right now. You can call these individuals for anything you have going on. You might be going through a divorce, you might be going through a settlement, you might have been in an accident, anything like that. This Rocket Lawyer Protection Plan will help you, right? As you can see here, they have the credit restoration tab. We're going to protect your identity. Once you start to increase that score and you join our system and you going up 500, 600, 700, now you want to start protecting that score, right? The identity thieves, they don't want to steal anybody's credit score that's a 435.
Yeah,
Like
look,
me when I
they
first
don't want
started,
to
right?
they don't want to steal your old score.
Yeah. They don't want to steal that score, right? They want to
No.
steal the score that's up there, right? So you got to start protecting that. And then we're gonna have you have your own credit monitoring service. What I like about this service now, is ran through Ultra Score, and they're giving you all of your 3 credit scores from the major bureaus, right? I'll give you a little snippet. When you dive in further with me and you become a part of this company, you start hearing my trainings. I'll ask you a question, Carl, and we're doing this live. So, you know, this question is just coming out of the blue. So this is not planned or anything, right? So tell me, Carl, how many actual credit scores do you believe that you have?
Oh man. Okay. I believe I have three.
3. And to be honest with you, Carl, that's what mainly probably everybody thinks, right? The majority of the individuals that I asked that question to, they're going to say 3, right? Because that's all we know. That's what we were taught.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, we actually have 28 FICO credit scores that's available to our customers to see. 28.
28
When
FICO.
I say that in a training and when I speak that to new customers, they first of all, they don't believe me, right? So they're like, JP, where are you getting this information from? Right. But remember when we first started this, I told you your true score, your real score is your FICO score. And to obtain that score, you have to go to FICO.com to get your true score. And that's where you'll see those 28 scores. But as we start establishing this relationship and as we start building and we start branching and going into trainings, you guys will learn more about that. When you
Okay.
guys join our company, you'll learn more about those things. Okay, 100%. So here's some other products that the company gives us. They actually give you a prescription card to go out and get prescriptions, travel. They have some marketing options that you can do. Now, this right here was big for me right here. This will and trust. This will and trust when I joined this company, I said, so wait a minute, you're saying that if I'm on this protection plan membership as a customer or as a business partner, you're going to give me the ability to write a will? And they said, absolutely. I said, well, am I going to get a copy of the will, or is this going to be digital? Is it always going to be on my dashboard? They said, no, after being with our company for 3 months and you complete this process and you put all the information in there that you want, they're going to send you an official hard copy of this in a binder. And all you have to do is go down to your local notary, get it notarized, and now that will and living trust is in play. That blew my mind.
Man,
That blew my mind. Because as you know, Carl, being in this space, it costs hundreds and hundreds of dollars to obtain a will.
You know what? I'm thinking about I believe it was Morgan, the young lady at the conference this weekend, Alfred's wife. Is her name Morgan? Did I say it correctly?
Morgan Hartman, correct. Yes, sir.
She was sharing about her best friend. That story, bro, really touched me. And the thing that got me, she was sharing that this guy was an NFL player, 31 years old. Obviously,
Monty Hillman played for the Denver Broncos.
Wow. Played for the Denver Broncos. Obviously, very successful financially. 31 years old, got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. I think it was kidney cancer. There's no way in the world this dude is thinking about, I'm about to leave. I'm about to die. At 31, I'm 35. So, I feel pretty healthy, But right. Morgan was sharing that she really wished, because with this opportunity, sometimes people, they're coming for the credit, they're coming to get the business funding, but not realizing it's so many more benefits. This is not just a credit repair company. This is a financial services solution, right?
Absolutely.
And she was sharing, she really wished that she had shared with him about the will and trust, because she knows he would have wanted everything to go to his son. And that's not what's happening right now, because that document was not in place. So I just wanted to throw that in there, man. That was one of the nuggets that I got away from the event this weekend, was that document is just so important.
Absolutely. And just like you said, now when those things aren't in place, you got to go through the system. It's going to be in probate court, who gets this, who gets what. And sometimes it's just it's a real tragedy, and it's sad. And like I said, being with this company just for 3 months, right? You can have this in place. And for me as a business partner, knowing that I have this protection all the time. And here's another little nugget about this. If anybody knows, anytime that you have to make a change to a will, or you have to make a correction to a will, you have to pay money for that. With our company, and you're in the system, you can change it as many times as you like. All they're going to do is reprint the new pages and send you a new copy. Wow. And I was like, wow.
All included in the protection plan.
All included in the protection plan. We have credit attorneys that fight strictly with credit issues. You have those bill collectors calling you, nagging you, pressing you, sending you letters to your home, sending you letters to your work and things like that. We have ability to protect you financially, right? I tell people all the time, people that have bad credit, they're not bad people. They're not bad people. They just have life going on, right? They never maybe had a budgeting tool before. They never maybe had a debt payoff system that we had, right? To show you how to manage your money, how to pay your debts off. This debt payoff system, once you put all your bills.
Talk about that, bro.
Man, listen, when you put all your bills, let's say your car note, your rent, your mortgage, whatever it is, and you put it all into the system, this thing calculates what you should pay monthly, and then it calculates, gives you a date to the month and the day, the year where you'll have it paid off. All you have to do is just follow the program. This was amazing to me, because the money, finances, credit all these things were never taught in school. They never taught it to us at an early age. We kind of had to learn these things on our own. And one of the first things I learned was, hey, when you first go to school, they're going to have this little booth and they're going to want to give you a credit card. All you got to do is sign up and they're going to give you a credit card, but they're not going to show you how that credit card works. They're going to give you a free t-shirt, maybe a free bag, and they're going to say, sign right here. And you're going to get approved. And now you're going to go out and party and have fun and buy some new J's and buy a nice outfit to go out. And now, next thing you know, you're in debt and you don't even know how it happened, right? So these are the things that need to be taught in school. And one of the other things is right here, down here, is our YFL. If you look to the left, is our YFL Family Mint program. Let me see if I can click on this. Oh, it kind of signed me out. I've been out for a minute. All right, I'm back in. So what this is, as you can see here, this company is actually helping the youth as well. So for every customer that's on our protection plan membership, the company donates $2 to this organization to say, hey, we're going to give back to the youth. We're going to give back to the kids. We're going to start putting financial education in the schools. And this is done automatically. The customer doesn't have to do it. The customer is just paying their $80 every month, and the company is doing this automatically to help build this. They give a scholarship away every year. They give away last year, I believe, at the last year, not this convention, but the previous convention, they gave away $400,000 in scholarships just from this program alone. And this is building the youth to let them know, hey, this is how credit works. This is how budgeting works. This is how money works. Don't go out here and get yourself in trouble. Don't go out here and get yourself in debt. Learn what it is. Learn what money is about. Learn what credit is about. So these are the things that you are a part of when you join our company and you get on our protection plan membership. You're just not only getting your credit fixed. You're getting all of these services. You're helping out a tremendous cause. You're doing yourself a service. And I feel there's nothing out there that can beat this, Carl.
So let me ask a question. So I know we have a lot of people watching this right now, and let's just say someone's saying, okay, my credit is a 400, 500, 600, 700. How do I get it to the 800s? Like, what is, and I know there's no guarantee on a time frame, but what is the typical time frame by getting this protection plan, getting with this company? What's the time frame typically to improve my score and possibly be prepared to get access to the business funding?
That's a great question, Carl. So when new clients come to me and they ask me that question, a lot of people always want to say, hey, how fast can this happen? Right? Everybody has that question. How fast can this happen? And I tell them, I'll be real honest with them. I'll be real transparent with them. You can mess your credit score up very fast, right? But to fix it and get it back on track, guess what? It doesn't happen fast at all, right? So as I told you, one late payment takes away 3 good payments. Now, what if a client comes to you and now all of a sudden they have 3 late payments on their credit profile? So now you do the times 3, that's 9.
Yeah.
That's 9 late payment, a good payments that they just took away from their algorithm now, right? And we spoke about 35% of your score being payment history. So now each and every month is when you have to pay your bills again, right? Mm-hmm. So now the next month, after these 3 late payments, you finally make a good payment, but guess what? You're 9 behind. So what's that mean, Carl? You gotta make 9 good payments. It's 9 months to even get back to where you were. So when people think, hey, I join your business, I join your company, they help me fix my credit, I need it right away. I need it fast. Listen, we're that's not our business. Our business doesn't do that. right? You might have individuals out there that might do other things and, hey, let me scrape this clean real quick and I'll pay me some money. We do it the right way. Per the Fair Credit Reporting Act that was passed in 1971, says every customer has the ability to dispute inaccurate, erroneous, or obsolete items that's on their credit profile. We're doing it the proper way, so when it comes off, guess what? It never comes back again. And for that, it takes time, Carl. So normally, we like to tell individuals at least 3 rounds of dispute letters. At least 3 rounds of dispute letters. So people start to see results in 45 to 90 days, right? Now, depending on that profile, because everybody's credit profile is different,
Correct.
you might need a shorter time span, or it might somebody that need a longer time span. So you're absolutely right. You can't give anyone a guarantee,
No.
and you can't give anyone a specific date. But what you can do is work with them, see what they have going on, and then kind of give them an estimate.
Absolutely. I don't know if you're able to pull up the slide for the protection plan, the cost to get started.
The cost to get started, I don't have the actual slide here, but the
Okay.
cost to get started with the company, it's $179, right? One-time activation fee of $90, and then it's $80 a month to be on that protection plan membership.
So
So
179 initial and $80 a month.
and $80 a month for all of those services. Also, with that, there's no contract with us, right? So let's say a customer comes in and all of a sudden, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, however long it takes for them to get their credit fixed or to use the services that we have to the ability, and they say, hey, you know what, Carl, I appreciate the services. You helped me out tremendously. But I really don't need you guys' services anymore. They can cancel at any time. No penalty, no harm, no fees, nothing like that, because we're not a contract. We're month to month, each and every month. So once again, it's $179 to start, $80 a month.
Wow, wow, wow. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Man, this has been incredible, man. JP, I really appreciate your time. You know, we were talking earlier. He's like, man, Carl, whatever we need to do to get the information out there. And I know for sure people that are watching, listening, whether to this live session or recording, they definitely got a ton of value. So, JP, I appreciate your time, bro. Do you have any closing remarks? Anything you want to say to the people, man? Just to encourage them to go ahead and get started.
I'll just say to anyone out there that's looking at this, like I said, this was a life changer for me personally. Coming out of that bankruptcy, having a 435 credit score, working my way up now to 740 and above. Like I said, you got 28 credit scores. So there's a lot of them out there, right? I'll explain that at a later date. But just a blessing for me, right? And to know the things that I didn't know about money, about finances, about credit. So those individuals that, sometimes you speak to a customer and they feel ashamed of having bad credit, right? Or they feel that they're a bad person. I just tell you, you're not a bad person. You just don't know, right? And what our company does is not only do they help you, but they teach you, they educate you. And I'm a big believer on that. I love to teach, I love to educate, and I love to share what I have, because that's what life is about. It's about sharing, right? If we have all this information, Carl, and we keep it to ourselves and we don't share, that's being selfish, right? Sharing, serving as many people as possible. Serving many leads to greatness, right? One of my mentors has said that. Serving many leads to greatness, right? So we're sharing this information for people to get better, to do better, right? Because now we have this information, we know, and we're doing better. When you know and you learn, then you will do better. You don't have an option, right? So I just tell the people, hey man, get back with you, man, get back with me, and let's see where we could get them going and in the right direction.
Let's get it. Let's grow.
Awesome, man. Love you, man. I
Love you
appreciate you,
too,
man.
bro. Love you too.